how did you make a decision to make it a musical?
Oh, all right, yeah. Well, it sort of was because it's a stop motion film. I was very much inspired by the Rankin and Bass films with our holiday specials and stuff, and then also this other film called that Screen Novelties did, and they're this great little stop motion outfit down in L.A. and they've become good friends. They made a show called like a Christmas special called Buddy the Elf Christmas Musical based on Elf, the live action movie, which is just every year my family watches, and it's really fun. And their style of stop motion incorporates 2D like techniques in it, so it has a 2D feel flow to their stop motion. So I was very much inspired by that, and that obviously by the Elf Christmas Musical has music in it. So I know in my head I said, if you're doing a stop motion film, it probably should have music.
I think almost all, if not all, of Rankin and Bass.
They're all got songs in it. Nightmare Before Christmas. So we were developing it, and originally it was just going to have one song in it. I was like, well, I'll just have this one song. It was the workshop song where Leo builds his new house in Boise. So we did that, and then Alex Mandel, who wrote the song and then did the score, he was talking to somebody, and they said, you know what, it's going to be maybe odd that suddenly a song pops up. It's like kind of by the second act break, the first into the second act. And it may be weird that suddenly there's a song. And I was like, yeah, it's probably true. Usually in a film you want to set up everything in your first act, basically the language of the film, the world of the film. And if you throw something in, like in the second act or definitely in the third act, that people aren't prepared for, then they'll get knocked out of the story. They may hate the film. They may go, what the hell? What are they trying to say here? So it's kind of good to set up all the language. So then we put in a song, the Pope song. So then one thing led to another, and we kept like adding songs to the film. And what's interesting by doing that, Alex and I talk about this all the time. I'm like, it's not a musical, Alex. To me, it's more like Pinocchio. So when I look at Pinocchio, I don't see Pinocchio as a musical. It's just an animated film with songs in it. Because it doesn't follow the musical structure, and neither does the Inventor. It doesn't follow that structure. Though if somebody wants to put it on Broadway, we'll make it follow that structure. We're all for that.
Going back to the music for a minute. So had the script been completed and he had read the script and then worked off the script to write the music, or?
So Alex and I have been known each other because he did the score for Your Friend the Rat. Right. So we've known each other since then. So I told him early on I had this idea I've been developing about the feature. So he came on really early on to start writing themes and working with me. So we kind of were hand in hand. As I wrote the script, he was working on music and score and stuff. So, and I would come up with, like temp songs and things and pieces of music for the score that I would send him and talk about it. So it was always kind of like back and forth. So when I finished the first draft, I don't think it had anything, probably the workshop song idea in it, but it didn't have everything in it yet. So it just was an evolution process, just sort of building on each other. It was never like, here's the script, went away with it, put some songs in it and stuff. So it was always very much a back and forth.
Collaboration.
Very much a collaboration.
Yeah, it's, the soundtrack's fantastic. It's got a kind of a Renaissance feel to it.
Yeah, we talked about that because because a lot of my temp music was Renaissance music, but I'd always try to find Renaissance music that sounded more modern than just the pure green sleeves or Ren Fair type music. So he would talk about it. He's like, we should try to make the music sound like it fits into the world, but also has a modern feel to it, so it doesn't push people away as well, because some people would maybe not appreciate it on that kind of level. So on a Renaissance level. So we're really conscious of how we would put the music in. And the scores are really unique. Don Hahn actually who's been like kind of an executive producer on the film, and really helpful for us. He actually came up with our title. So I brought him. We were in Dublin doing the sound mix. He was in Dublin. I said, "Hey, come over and check it out." So he played him a sequence, and he was like, "This score is like no animated film has a score like this. This is so unique. This is amazing, great." So you get it from Don Hahn himself. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.